Hello everyone. Today let us continue with the topic general anesthetics. Okay. So next we are going to see about the properties of the ideal general anesthetics. So first thing, in case of patients, so the general anesthetics applied should be a pleasant one. Okay. So it should not create any irritating thing. It should be non-irritating. It should not cause nausea or vomiting. Okay. So nausea means a sensation of vomiting. Vomiting means the act of vomiting. Okay. Next, the induction and recovery should be fast with no any after effects. Okay. So the induction of the anesthesia and its recovery should be very fast without any effects produced in the patient's body. In case of a surgeon, so it should provide adequate analgesia, immobility and muscle relaxation. Okay. So general anesthesia, if the what is the choice for surgical doctors means it should produce a necessary analgesia, that is pain relieving effect, immobility, the patient should not be mobile, and the muscle relaxation should be there. So it should not be non-inflammable and non-explosive. Okay. So during usage it should not cause fire or explosion. Next, for anesthetics, that is the person who is specialized in the anesthetics, so what is his ideal requirements means the administration should be easy, controllable and versatile. Okay. There should be very vast deviation. So the margin of the safety should be very wide. There should not be any fall in blood pressure. Heart, liver and other organs should not be affected. It should be potent. Potent means a small quantity should produce more effect, so that low concentrations are needed and oxygenation of the patient does not suffer. Rapid adjustment in the depth of the analgesia should be possible. It should be cheap, stable and easily stored. It should not react with the apparatus, that is rubber tubings or soda lime, etc. So coming to classification, so you can classify the general anesthetics into inhalational and IV general anesthetics. So coming to inhalations, it is again divided into gaseous and volatile liquids. So gas anesthetics, general anesthetics means you can have nitrous oxide. In case of volatile liquids, volatile means while keeping open in the surface it will start evaporate. It is called as volatile liquids. So you can have ether, halothane, isoflurane, desflurane and sevoflurane. Okay. So coming to IV, so again it is classified into fast acting, slower acting, dissociative and opioid analgesia. Okay. So fast acting analgesia you can have thiopentone sodium, methoxytone sodium, propofol and etomidate. Slower acting you can have benzodiazepines, diazepam, lorazepam and midazolam. Dissociative anesthesia you can have ketamine, and opioid analgesics you can have fentanyl. So this is the classification of general anesthetics. So coming to individual drugs, so coming first one is the inhalational anesthetics. You can have nitrous oxide, that is N2O. So it is a colorless, odorless, heavier than air, non-inflammable gas supplied under pressure in the steel cylinders. It is non-irritating but low potency anesthetics. So the anesthesia produced by this nitrous oxide will be less potent. So unconsciousness cannot be produced by this type of drugs. So nitrous oxide is a good analgesic, so that it will relieve the pain. Muscle relaxation will be minimal. Onset of nitrous oxide action is quick and smooth. Okay. So recovery is rapid because of its low blood solubility. So post anesthetic nausea is not observed in this case. So it tends to increase the sympathetic tone, counteracts the weak direct depression actor of the heart and circulation. So nitrous oxide is generally used as a carrier gas and adjuvant. Adjuvant means additional drug to other anesthetics. So a mixture of 70% of nitrous oxide, 25 to 30% of oxygen and 0.2 to 2% of another potent anesthetics is employed for the most surgical procedures. Okay. So normally this nitrous oxide is used as an adjuvant. So in this way concentration of the other anesthetics can be reduced to 1/3 of the level of anesthesia. So as a sole agent, that is individual agent, nitrous oxide has been used with oxygen for dental and obstetric analgesia. So dental means during dental procedures, obstetric means during gynecology, that is childbirth, labor, etc. So it is a non-toxic to liver, kidney and brain. However, prolonged nitrous oxide anesthesia has been potential to depress bone marrow. If you use this nitrous oxide for a long time or frequently, this will produce bone marrow depression and cause peripheral neuropathy, that is inflammation or abnormality in the peripheral nerves. Metabolism of nitrous oxide does not occur. It is quickly removed from the body by lungs, that is during exhalation itself nitrous oxide will be removed. It is cheap and it is a commonly used drug. Next is the ether. Okay, so it is a volatile. So it is highly volatile liquid produced by irritating vapors which are inflammable and explosive. Okay, so this diethyl vapor, it is highly inflammable, that is it can easily catch fire and it can easily explode. So ether is a potent anesthetic, produced a good analgesia and marked muscle relaxation by reducing acetylcholine output from the motor nerve endings. Okay, it is the mechanism of action. So it is highly soluble in blood. Induction is prolonged and unpleasant with struggling, breath holding, salivation and marked respiratory secretions. Okay, so these things can occur. So recovery of this ether, recovery during ether anesthesia is slow. So post anesthetic nausea, vomiting and retching are marked. Okay, so post anesthetic means after surgery or after anesthesia is given, so you can observe nausea, vomiting and retching. So retching means a vomiting. Okay, so next, respiration and BP are generally well maintained because of reflex stimulation of the high sympathetic tone. So this ether will reflexly stimulate the sympathetic system. So it does not sensitize the heart to adrenaline and it is not a hepatotoxic. So ether not used now in developed countries because it is unpleasant and inflammable properties, but still it is used in developing countries. Okay, so particularly in the peripheral, that is outside areas, because it is a cheap, that is cost effective, can be given open drop method, that is through though congestion of eye and soreness of trachea and ether burns on face can occur. Okay, so open drop means you are keeping a drop of ether on your skin. Okay, so without a need for any equipment, so you do not need any equipment for the applying, so directly you can apply the ether as an anesthetic and it is relatively safe in even inexperienced hands, that is even a fresh person can use this ether. So next is the halothane. So halothane, it is a volatile liquid which is sweet in odor. So it is having sweet odor, non-irritant and non-inflammable. Okay, so solubility in the blood is intermediate. So induction is reasonably quick and pleasant. It is a potent anesthetic. Precise control of administered concentration is essential. So it is a very potent, that is even a small dose can produce more effect. So the drug quantity should be precisely monitored. It is not a good analgesia or muscle relaxant, but it is potentiate competitive neuromuscular blockers. So halothane causes direct depression of the myocardial contractility. Okay, so this will reduce the heart effect by reducing the intracellular calcium concentration. So moreover, sympathetic activity fails to increase reflexly. So cardiac output is reduced with the deepening anesthesia. So heart rate is reduced by vagal stimulation, vagal nerve stimulation. Vagal nerve is the 10th cranial nerve. So direct depression of SA node, automaticity and absence of baroreceptor activation will lead to fall in blood pressure. So it tends to sensitize the heart to antiarrhythmic drugs of adrenaline. So halothane will cause relatively greater depression of respiration. So breathing is shallow and rapid, because the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in blood rises if respiration is not assisted. Okay, so the halothane will reduce the respiration, so there will be increase in partial pressure of carbon dioxide, so you should give externally oxygen supply to the patient. So cerebral blood flow will be increased, so ventilatory support with the added oxygen is frequently required when use the halothane. So pharyngeal and laryngeal reflexes are abolished early and coughing is suppressed while bronchi is dilate. Okay, so next, as such, halothane is preferred for asthmatic patients. So it inhibits the intestinal and uterine contraction. So this property is used for facilitating the external or internal version during late pregnancy. Okay, so because of the bronchi stimulation is reduced, this is used for late pregnancy cases. So urine formation is decreased during halothane. So that why it is means due to reduction is GFR and there will be fall in BP. So hepatitis will also occur in susceptible patients. So a genetically determined reaction called as malignant hyperthermia. Okay, so malignant means because of the drug there will be increased in body temperature. Okay, so this will occur in a rare conditions. So many susceptible individuals have an abnormal RYR1, that is called as ryanodine receptors. Okay, so this is the for that is for the patient who is having malignant hyperthermia. So they will be having ryanodine receptors. So it is a calcium channel at the sarcoplasmic reticulum of the skeletal muscle. So this receptors will be present in the skeletal muscles. So this channel is triggered by the halothane. Okay, so while you are using this drug, this ryanodine receptor channel will be triggered. So there will be massive, that is increased amount of calcium released inside the intracellular. So the persistent muscle contraction will be there, and there will be increased heat production, and this will lead to hyperthermia, that is increased body temperature. Okay, so succinylcholine will increase this condition. Okay, rapid external cooling, because if the temperature is raised, the body physiology will be altered. So to control it, you have to cool your body externally, and there should be bicarbonate infusion. Okay, and 100% of oxygen inhalation and IV dandolin are used to treat the malignant hyperthermia. Okay, so this is the mechanism of producing malignant hyperthermia. So halothane is a popular anesthetics in developing countries because it is relatively cheap, non-irritant and non-inflammable, and it is a pleasant with relatively rapid action. So it is particularly suitable used for in children, both induction as well as maintenance when compared to adults. Okay, so with this we can stop our topics today. Remaining we can see in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.